Today, we're tackling a topic that many soon-to-be service members grapple with: how to handle those inevitable, horny moments while serving in the military. As one individual prepares to embark on their military journey, they're curious to hear from those who have served before. How did you navigate moments when your sex drive took over? What strategies did you employ to manage those urges in a disciplined environment? But we're not just here for practical advice. This is a space for sharing stories and experiences. So, we're also asking, what's the craziest thing you've ever experienced or witnessed regarding this topic during your time in the military? Whether you're a current or former service member, your insights are invaluable. Let's dive in.
Joining the military soon. How did you handle horny moments? I'm joining the military this year and have been wondering how I'm going to handle moments where my sex drive gets the best of me. How did those who serve handle these moments? What's the craziest thing you experienced or seen?
Now that we've opened up the discussion on managing horny moments in the military, it's your turn to chime in. Whether you're an active service member or a veteran, share your tips, anecdotes, and experiences in the comments below.
If you want to condition yourself for it, find the biggest job site you can find in your city and find the porta potty on a hot summer day and rub one out in it. You'll be too busy and stressed out in boot camp to get horny. Unless you are comfortable playing with yourself in the middle of the night within earshot of 24 other disgusting puke wads in an echoing latrine where every fist flop would be amplified 5 times and be heard throughout the bays. And don't even think about breathing heavily. After basic training, you will probably progress to some kind of tech school or specialty training, or whatever the Navy calls it. That is where the horny moments will become a problem. You will see 6 or 10s you think are 11 or 10s just because you haven't seen or communicated with the opposite gender for the entirety of initial training. It's like being 16 again and it sucks. Just crank it out over the toilet, not in the shower. We have T.O. step on that wasn't shampoo, oh God, when you have ample privacy. Not with the overpriced BX laptop or smartphone at your dorm cabinet desk thing when you think your battle buddy is asleep. Take that shit in the bathroom. WTF. Not so much of an issue when you get to your duty station. Actually, it's not much of a problem in tech school as long as you have something to do, like a hobby. Study languages. Do CLEP and Dantes for college credit. Become a gym rat. If you just sit around on casuals doing nothing while waiting for your security clearance to go through, you will go out of your mind and waste a lot of time you will not get back. And if you don't have the self-discipline to suppress your problematic libido, it will be worse. No joke. You will be too tired. Instant sleep as soon as you hit the bed. Oh man, that is the truth. When I went through basic, our cafeteria lady was probably close to 300 pounds and ugly as hell, but by the time we got done, some of the guys in my platoon were talking about how she doesn't look so bad anymore. I may have been a horny 18-year-old, but damn, I was never that horny, even if she was the only woman I saw the entire time during basic. Just don't be that guy who gets booted from basic because they can't stop jacking off everywhere we went. Does joining the military actually give you the privilege of becoming a gym rat? Like, will you have a lot of time to work out? I'm asking because I'm a gym rat and I want to join so that I can have time to work out as much as I want. Swim, run, weights, MMA, etc. Just do my MOS. Then gym, then repeat. Or you'll sneak off in the middle of the night. I didn't, but I know others did. I'll give you the advice my older brother says every recruit needs. He joined the Army as an enlisted, got 2 years worth of college credits while serving, enrolled in college and went green to gold while in ROTC, and then re-enlisted as an officer and made it up to captain before injuries from Iraq forced him into retirement. He was overseeing basic training at the time. So in all the years he put in, he was around recruits in one form or another basically the entire time. Do not marry the first woman you meet who has sex with you. A new busload of 18-year-olds arrives every 6 weeks. Do not get into serious romantic entanglements while in training or at your first post. Do not marry anyone from town that you meet at the bars the military guys hang out at. Do not spend your money on anyone but yourself. Use protection at all times, no matter what anyone tells you. Week 2, I got smoked for making a comment on the appearance of my female MTI and refusing to speed up and pass her BMT wasn't that exhausting. A hole in the drywall was looking good by week 4. When my nephew graduated boot camp, I sent him a card with money and a condom saying, no matter how long it's been, she isn't worth it, first one's on me, He opened that card in front of my mom and couldn't have closed it faster. Don't.
Managing sexual urges while in the military can be challenging due to the demanding and disciplined environment. Many service members cope by staying focused on their duties, engaging in physical exercise, and finding healthy outlets for their energy. Let's keep reading comments.
Worry, you'll be getting fucked a lot. As long as you aren't cranking one out in public, it's pretty much the same. I was in the Navy for 5 years, and we had a spot on the ship where we'd sneak off to bone down. What branch are you joining? In initial soldier training, you don't have the spare time or energy to have a wank. Actually, you don't even think about it for at least the first month or so. There'll be plenty of time to shake hands with your little soldier in due course. It took me about 6 weeks into basic to even think about that. You will be fine. Define military. I was in the Army. Navy and Air Force is a different animal than the Army and Marines. I didn't get a single boner in basic. I was too damn tired and exhausted. You'll be willing to trade never having sex again in your life for an extra hour of sleep a night. The usual schedule when I was in basic: lights out at 23:30, out of bed at 3:30, and in formation at 4 o'clock for PT. Add to that you will have an hour of firewatch a couple times a week, if I recall, so 1 less hour of sleep. Last and first shift are ideal. Always the worst getting back in the rack, and you have to get up in an hour anyway. Then add the DS's just rolling, getting your asses up to push for no goddamn reason. We got to sleep in to 6 a.m. on Sundays though. FYI, you also aren't allowed to lay in your rack unless they tell you. Even though you may be back in the barracks at 10 p.m. and have an hour and a half to write letters, shit, brush your teeth. I mean, I guess that is kind of moot 20 years on from when I was in basic. I think they let kids these days keep their cell phones. Don't lay down in that bed until lights out. If you have a girlfriend, break up with her. Whether real or imagined, you will start wondering WTF she's up to. Or you will get that "Dear John" text. Then you are stuck there, and now you have other shit bouncing around hindering your shit. Your time in the military will go a lot smoother if the only thing you have to worry about is the military. Get a grip of yourself and have some self-control. Have a wank like the rest of the world if you have to. You won't have time to think about sex. Boot camp is carefully designed to keep you overwhelmed physically and emotionally for an extended period of time. There's an adult bookstore near me. It's near a base. I've seen a lot of Navy dick coming through those holes at lunchtime. A spot that everyone kinda knows would be nice. I'm not against sex between consenting adults on ship. I am against people locking the door to the room I need in when I have a fucking job that needs to be done. There's so many rooms that rarely get used. Don't choose the one that holds my screwdrivers and gets used by 5 people on 3 different shifts.
It's important to find constructive ways to handle these natural feelings while maintaining professionalism and respect. Let's keep going.
I dated a set of twins. One was right-handed and the other was left-handed. Just kidding, it was me. While your battle buddy waits outside holding your rifle, with machine gun fire overhead and the enemy getting closer. I went to an academy, and during plebe summer on the line, I stood straight across from a girl. Was so stressed I didn't really notice her for days, then eventually I realized, wow, she's pretty. Then I realized my monkey brain was playing tricks on me. She's not hot. I'm just a horny 18-year-old and anything would look good right now. Well, 2 years later she's on Barstool as a smoke show, and now she's a social media star married to some millionaire. Turns out she was just plain attractive. Does joining the military actually give you the privilege of becoming a gym rat? Like, will you have a lot of time to work out? I'm asking because I'm a gym rat and I want to join so that I can have time to work out as much as I want. Swim, run, weights, MMA, etc. Just do my MOS, then gym, then repeat. I can only speak for Army, but generally a day in the life goes like this. Unit PT 0630-0730 or 0800. Work call 0900. Lunch 11:30 to 1300. Off work anywhere between 1600 to 1800 depending on what's going on. Afterward is your time unless you're on a detail, have a specific duty that keeps more involved hours. Weekends are free unless there's some event. Throw in occasional long training events anywhere from a couple days to a month. Really hard to paint an accurate picture because every unit is different, and not everyone in the same organization has the same experience with differences in leaders, jobs, etc. Or you'll sneak off in the middle of the night. I didn't, but I know others did. Last thing you will want to do is wake up in the middle of the night. Fire watch is torture enough. In all seriousness, don't make a pass at a bunk buddy, even if you suspect he's bi as well. You guys need to have each other's backs, and the awkwardness you'd create would absolutely ruin both of you. Each to their own. Most of us snuck into the toilet at lights out once a week or so. One guy tried to hold it in and he started to have wet dreams, which was so much worse because you can only swap your sheets once a week and you won't have time to wash them.
It's completely natural to have concerns about managing your sex drive while serving in the military. Many service members face similar challenges and find various ways to cope, whether through physical exercise, focusing on their duties, or finding discrete moments of privacy. For those about to join the military, remember that adapting to new routines and environments can take time, but support and camaraderie are always available. Stay focused, and good luck with your service. To hear more stories like this, subscribe for more.